So today I really wanted to talk about garden mapping, and one reason is because I do it myself and I think it's really important. I think it's a great place to start. And the other reason is because one thing that I hear over and over from people is, I experimented with gardening and I don't have a green thumb and my plants died and I think I'm just not good at it. And I don't really believe in green thumbs. I think that learning to connect with plants and their needs and the environment is something that everybody on earth is capable of doing if they're curious and put the time in and have the desire to. And a part of that means learning either from mistakes or from people who have made those mistakes in advance. And the reason why I garden map is that I have made some pretty serious mistakes in the garden that, really, I guess really all they cost me was time and energy, and what I gained from them is the skill that I want to impart today. So, garden mapping. So, this is my garden map. This is a good opportunity to check out my tech skills. And I'm going to go through just 5 things I put on the map that help me make the best decisions for garden success. So the first thing I do is I map out all the existing structures and the perennials that are there to stay, and of course any trees. I just sort of draw them out on the map. It doesn't really have to be exactly to scale. So the existing structures are your house, your compost pile, your water source is a really important thing to put on there. If you have animals, whatever. And if you have any existing vegetable plots, you want to put them in because that's essentially what we're planning here. So that is thing 1, is existing structures. The next thing that you want to put is a compass. Just write out the directions. The reason to orient yourself in your garden is manifold. I guess the main reason is to get a sense of where the sun comes up and where it goes down. But another reason is something that you'll find in gardening books and literature and blogs and Facebook pages is people saying, well, I've got this northeast side of my plot, or I've got a south-facing wall, and you want to be able to always bring that right back to your home, to your garden when you hear that or when you read it. What is, how can I utilize those spaces and learn from other people who have the wisdom of utilizing those spaces best. So that is setting up sort of a compass on your map. The next thing that follows from that is writing down where your sun rises and where it sets. I'm filming this at around 5 p.m. and so here you can see it's about 5 p.m. and my sun is setting over there. I also like to know when I'm outdoors in my house, what direction is the beach? What direction is Jerusalem? Just like where am I on the planet? When I'm talking to my parents on Skype, well, who uses Skype anymore, but when I'm talking to my parents, where are they? What direction are they in? It helps me to feel sort of grounded and oriented in my space. And then once you've got your sunrise and your sunset directions, you want to look at your growing spaces and make a sun schedule for those spaces. So what that means is noting when the sun comes up and when it goes down in each area where you want to grow, and how much... This is not our meeting. That's okay. And how much total sun you have in that spot. And this is probably the most important of all of the things that you're going to put on your map, because not getting enough sun for the crops that you planted can be stressful and disappointing, and another one of those like, oh, I just don't have a green thumb things. So when you know that you have a part of your vegetable garden that gets less sun, so like right now, let's say my sunniest plot, which is right here, gets 10 hours of sun, and my least sunny plot over there gets about 4 hours of sun, and as the winter comes, it'll be less and less sun in both of those places. So I want to plant my crops that need less sun over there, radishes, lettuce, and my crops that need more sun over here. So just kind of using our knowledge to plan the best, and then hopefully get the highest yields and really avoid avoid disappointment. Yeah, and finally, the last thing that I do in my map over time is I just sort of have a list that shows a separate map. It's not like the master map, it's the plot map, and it shows each year the different seasons and what I've grown in that plot during those seasons, and if possible, what pests and diseases I faced. So, for example, right here behind me, I have, you might see this trellising that's here behind the eggplants. I had cucumbers there, and they had like crazy powdery mildew. I don't want to put cucumbers there next spring because if I can, I'd like to avoid facing the same diseases. And by doing some crop rotation, you can improve the soil health and also try to avoid pests and diseases. And once you've got your map, and this can be the next video, I hope it will be, we can think about what things we want to put where and why. So just as like a little prelude, what's the best place to put perennial herbs? What's the best place to put mint and melissa? Where do I want to put peas and why? And who do I want to put next to them? So that is coming soon, and hopefully by the time we talk about where to put things, certain things in your garden, you've already got your garden map and you're able to plan that wisely. So have a great weekend. Happy mapping. See you next week. Bye.
What can you do my name?
Yeah, you want to say bye?
Bye.
I should probably keep that part in. Show off my tech savviness. Okay, so